Tomorrow is the big day going into the World Championship for ALGS. Obviously, there's a lot riding on this. We got a lot to talk about today, including the schedule for championship. A lot of people have been asking me, when will the game start? Yes, the schedule says the January 29th date. However, if you're watching in the United States, it will be slightly different because they are playing on the opposite side of the world. That means you're also going to have to stay up pretty late if you want to keep up to date with what's going on. So let's dive into what's going on, talk about the future of ALGS, talk about some announcements that have been made, and also let's talk about the schedule going forth in just a couple days. First off, let's talk about the Skies. They did make a roster announcement. DSG is back. Now, DSG did leave obviously not long ago and said they were weighing out their options. Who knew what they were going to do? We didn't know if they were actually going to come back or if they were going to stay out for a while, or if they're just coming back for Champs and going to relieve after Champs is over. That's kind of been one of the bigger concerns as of late. But they did say they are so back, and they did sign a PAC South region team, Primus Kalanda. That's Strafing Flame, Player K, and Arctic. Obviously a talented roster. Obviously this team has had a lot of experience. Will they obviously be able to put it together is the question. I think they normally do pretty good at LAN, right? We saw Blackhand, very, very solid performance the year before. Legends Gaming had pretty solid performance at LAN as well. The recent one was a little bit of a bust. Things were weird anyways because of their substitute situation they had to do. I wouldn't really even want to count that against them. I hate that they broke the roster up with Easy Flash no longer being a part of it over that tournament. Anyways, back to the point, DSG did sign that roster, so going forward, just remember that team change name. Also, let's go over these group stages and the teams specifically so we can talk about some of these rosters if you have missed it. So the teams going into Champs this weekend. Group A, remember they're going to all play each other, right? Group A will play B, Group A will play C, Group A will play D, Group B will play A, C, and D. Group C, all of them as well. So all of these guys will play against one another at some point. But to go ahead and familiarize yourself with these rosters, don't forget Moist Esports has renamed themselves to Shopify Rebellion. That's Zainu, Koifel, and Empty. TSM minus Tempo is obviously the team manager. Not much sure I shouted that out. Reps, Verholst, and Zap. Then you've got Cloud9, 100 Thieves, NRG, ExoClan, NIP, Shadow 3690, FaZe Clan, Oblivion. Obviously, we know all these rosters. Fnatic, Guild, Disguised, VKG, Complexity inside of Group B with Green Stego, Virtus Pro, Dragons, Source X and Y, and Meteor. That's all Group B. Group C, you got Gaming Gladiators, Team Falcons, LG, Aurora, Team Burger, Noctum, Orgless and Hungry, GHS Professional, Reignite, and Zero Tenacity. Then lastly, Group D, you've got Alliance, Crazy Raccoon, Envy, which is the former Lone Sharks roster, former Bleed Esports roster. That's Drop, Skittlecates, Noct, and Yanya. Then you've got Liquid Alienware, you've got Dreamfire, you've got Furia, Interforce 36, Go Next Stallions, and Supernova. I think a couple of weeks ago, I shouted out Group A as being the strongest group here. Maybe that is still the case, right? Shopify Rebellion, so good. TSM, Cloud9, 100 Thieves, all looking pretty solid. You can't ever count out NRG, especially inside of group stage. ExoClan, NIP has its moments, right? But now, honestly, looking at some of these scrim results, you'll see very shortly, Group C is also a team, is also a group to be reckoned with as well, especially because Team Falcons is carrying it pretty hard. They have looked nothing short of absolute phenomenal. So let's get into some of this recency bias and go over the last couple of days for ALGS scrims. Just starting January 23rd, Falcons Esports, Oblivion, Team Burger in your top three. Then you go to the second group of that day. You had Guild Esports, Virtus Pro, and Dreamfire. Then you move over to the 24th. It's Team Liquid, it's Falcons Esports, and it's Shopify Rebellions. And then you've also got TSM Cloud9 in that top five as well. The other set of group, for January 24th, Falcon Esports, once again, Team Liquid, once again, Crazy Raccoon, also up there, LG, GHS Professional in the top five. 25th, you had Falcon Esports, once a freaking again. They found their groove, it seems like, and I think I made that statement, a while back that I feel like they are asserting themselves back into that number one spot. They have looked really good inside of scrims lately. Hopefully they can translate that for their own sake, obviously, into the LAN event, and they can go into this, and if they win this event, I mean, they're very obviously going to be deemed the number one team in the world because they're already on paper the fan favorite as far as the accolades, right? Hal and Zero, the number one, number two players, arguably back and forth in the world. They've just got so much talent on that roster right now. And Walty has also had tremendous amount of grand final appearances for these LAN events as well. So this roster is very good. and we'll see if they can obviously make it happen at Champs. But I think you got to give them the #1 power ranking right now. They have been killing it in scrims. Now let's talk about the schedule. This one has been so confusing. So many people have been asking me. You can see the schedule up here in the top left. I know there's probably a better, schedule for this, but this is the way I wanted to explain it because it's actually on the ALGS website as well. So you'll see right here, January 29th through February 2nd is their official date that they say. However, it's technically here, if you're in the US, it's technically January the 28th through February the 1st, and it's going to be at some pretty weird times. So starting off January 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern, they will start the group play matches. That's Group A, Group B. Then they'll go right back to back, Group C, Group D at 11:15 p.m. If you're on Pacific Coast, you're probably going to love this. It's like peak gaming hours, even Eastern Standard Time, pretty peak gaming hours right now. However, they switch over to the last game of the day, not Tuesday. It will technically be Wednesday because it'll start at 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's Group B and Group D. I don't know why they do this because they're playing 3 sets on the group days and then another 3 sets. And then you'll see they only play 1 set on one of the days. It makes no sense at all to me. Anyways, you move on to group stage number 2 or day number 2. You've got Wednesday at 7 p.m. That means we're basically copycatting the day before. Group A versus C, Group B versus C at 11:15 p.m. Eastern, and then Thursday at 3:30 a.m. So technically, once again, it says Tuesday, and then 3 Wednesdays and 1 Thursday, but it's technically only 2 days. Don't get it confused. So Thursday at 3:30 a.m., you got Group A and Group D. Then that is the end of the group series. After that, we will go on Thursday at 10 p.m. I don't know why they're waiting this long, but they're going to give it a full 20 whatever hours almost, and whatever it is. And it is ridiculous that they're only playing 1 series. Elimination round 1 will take place on Thursday at 10 p.m. and then that's it. They're playing 3 stages on all these other days and 1 stage on Thursday. Then you've got Friday. Why not move it another one to 7 p.m. on Thursday and take one of these 3:30 a.m.s or something out? I don't know. I don't want to be favoritism, so I don't want to show too much favoritism towards US. I get it. There's other countries out there. We need to accommodate to them as well. Anyways, let me gripe. Anyways, Friday, January 31st, that's winners round 1 at 9:15 p.m. And then you'll also do a follow-up match a couple hours later at 3 a.m. technically Saturday, 3:30 or 3 a.m. Eastern. Then of course we will finish it off Saturday at 9:45 p.m. That's February the 1st, and this is going to technically be February the 2nd, their time, around whatever it is, 10 a.m. or whatever it is. So basically what you need to know is that most all nights are going to be starting at 7 and they'll be finishing around 6 a.m. the following day. So like a 12-hour day starting at 7 p.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. Eastern, somewhere around those time zones. But crazy stuff. A lot of games, and some very, very long nights as well. So make sure you're obviously stay tuned here to the channel so that you can keep up to date just in case you miss some of it, because I'm sure a lot of you will probably have to sleep through some of it, being that work is still going on and you can't skip sleep. Also wanted to make mention, you've got all the World Championship going on, but what happens after? That has been the biggest worry, I think, over the last couple of weeks. Well, we have heard from Minus Tempo that ALGS Year 5 is going to happen, and that is no surprise. I think a lot of us saw it. And we've also heard, according to him, that Apex Legends Status has renewed their contract with Apex going into this new year. So it's pretty safe to say that we will have another year of ALGS. The question is Imperial How going to be right? Are a lot of pro players going to leave and retire from the game? Are some of these organizations going to back out? Will you see a mass exit from the game after Champs is over, being that the game has had a very, very bad year, right? A lot of drama going on, developers coming out to say that, they're being silenced, that they can't make Apex into what they want it to be. And then you've also got EA stocks plummeting 21% in the last, month or so. Everybody's hating on EA. Apex has lost 75% of its Steam player base. It has been bad. We know that. But will it continue to be that bad? Will Japan be a saving grace moment for this game? And will things be hype? I sure hope so. Obviously, I don't want the game to die. I do this for fun, and I want to have that sense of community still. I want to be involved still. I want us to have something to watch and enjoy esports-wise. But obviously, we're going to need some pretty big results here coming from Japan if we're going to make this thing work. Also, Esports World Cup is another reason we will still have an ALGS scene, because they have also renewed Apex Legends for the World Cup next year, which should be around July and August for the EWC event for Apex Legends. Interested to see how all of this stuff goes. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below. Which team are you rooting for going into the World Championship this weekend? Stay up to date right here on the channel if you want to keep up to date with what's going on in ALGS. Like and subscribe, and until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.